It's been a while, but I'm back. Get it? See what I did? What up, YouTube? It's your boy Double M, and I'm coming back at you with another tutorial. See, in this tutorial, I'm gonna take you through drawing the back, take you through the muscle anatomy of the back. So the thing about the back is, it's a big muscle group. You got a whole lot of muscles that make up the back. The back is comprised of 4 main muscles, with the first one being the trapezius muscle. If you watch my neck tutorial, you remember this muscle, the trapezius muscle, because of its attachment to the back of the head, making up part of the neck, right? But that's only part of the muscle that contributes to the neck. This is the whole muscle. That's how the whole trapezius muscle looks. It takes the general shape of a kite with like a little hole in the center. Let's jump to the skeleton real quick. What's good? With the trapezius muscle making majority of the top half of the back, it has a lot of attachments to the skeleton. You can see that it's attached to the head, right above the shoulder, right next to the back head of the shoulder, and along the spine. The next muscle is actually another subset of muscles that sits right next to the ends of the trapezium. This subset of muscles is made up of 3 muscles, consists of 3 muscles. The main one being the infraspinatus muscle. That was a mouthful. And the last 2 being the teres minor and the teres major. I don't think it's necessary to memorize the name, just so you understand that there are 3 muscles that make up the subset, and there's a main one with the 2 smaller ones being directly underneath. These muscles are muscles that are attached, that cover the scapula or the shoulder blade. The next muscle, being the latissimus dorsi, makes up majority of the bottom half of the back. This in fact is the biggest muscle on the back. It's so big that it even can be visible from the front. This is the muscle that gives that nice V shape, you know, that wide top going down to the narrow waist. That muscle is the one that's responsible for that V shape, that V taper. Now this muscle is attached from just under the shoulder blade, right on the humerus, to just at the bottom of the rib cage. Then the last muscle, being the erector spinae, sits right at the bottom of the back, which is a muscle that's attached right under the latissimus dorsi and along the spine. The other muscles that are seen on the back aren't technically part of the back. We have the back head of the shoulder that's also seen on the back, and we also have those oblique muscles, which are actually on the front, that are seen from the back. Those muscles, which look like they're part of the back, aren't actually part of the back. Anatomy tutorials on those muscles will be coming later in the future. Now, we just covered the anatomy of the back. That doesn't mean every time we draw the back, we're going to see each and every individual muscle of the back, right? This just helps us understand the general form of the back and how the back works and looks, you know. The definition of the back muscles depends on person to person, depends on character to character. Most of the time, you're just gonna see the rough outline of the shoulder blades, and you can see that spine running along the back, running along the center of the back. But when it comes to the muscles, what you should always keep in mind is that slope of the trapezius muscles right up there at the top, and that V taper the latissimus dorsi gives to the whole body. The traps and the lats are the ones that give the general outline, the general shape of the back. So most of the time, it's just that general outline of the back and the definition of the spine and the shoulder blades on the back that you should keep in mind when you're drawing a normal back, even when you're drawing the back of a woman. The only difference is the general outline of the back. You have smoother curves compared to a male's back, which is slightly bulky. But when that person you're drawing has a little more muscle mass, you can start to show a little definition of the muscle. You can start by highlighting the general shape of the trapezius muscle, the trap muscles, and by highlighting the shape of the subset of muscles by the shoulder blades. When it comes to drawing a really built character, then you really want to focus on definition. But you don't want to be outlining and drawing out the full complete shape of the muscles that make up the back. You can be adding definition by using lines and shading, especially around where the muscles connect to the back. This is also why we put a lot of focus on where and how the muscle connects to the skeleton. It helps us to understand where to put the definition for muscles and how much definition to put for that muscle. The time you should think about putting definition on the muscle is when you are drawing generally built characters, or when the character you're drawing is doing work, or when the muscles are flexing, especially in this picture right here. In this reference pic right here, we have a built character, we have a built person doing a lot of work. You can see the work that they're doing with the back muscles. So we have to put a lot of definition. We have to put those lines on where the muscle connects on the skeleton. So you want a lot of lines and a bit of shading to highlight how the muscle connects to the skeleton, to show the amount of definition that you want to show in the character that you're drawing. Show a lot of detail, show a lot of definition on the way the traps are connected to the skeleton, on the way the lats, especially the lats, are connected to the skeleton at the bottom of the ribcage. And that should be the basic anatomy of the back. Yeah, there's some times where the definition is not that much, where you just need to draw a line for the spine and you can call it a day. And there are other times where the definition of the back needs to be really complex. But every time you're drawing the back, just keep in mind the muscles of the back, how they are connected to the skeleton, and the general form that they will have. Those are the things you just need to keep in mind. When you do a lot of drawings, studying how the muscles are connected and how much definition is in that picture, the time will come where you don't even need a reference pic. You know the muscle on the back, you know the muscles on the back, you know how much definition you need to give to that certain character, whatever character or person that you're drawing at that time. And with that, we have come to the end of the tutorial. If you enjoyed the tutorial, make sure to drop that like and hit the subscribe button to join the Double Empire. I'm trying to get to 700 subscribers, so I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and become part of the Double Empire. Make sure to watch my other tutorials, especially my other anatomy tutorials, right? Make sure to also watch my other videos. Check me out on my Instagram and my Twitter, right? God bless, and until next time, Double Empire.